All right, so this war, we're going against HCAR, and as you can tell, this war, I'm bringing in Scorpion, Falcon, and Wags. That will be my team. Now, we really want to win this war. That way we can get off to a 2-0 start. Really helps later on. But my first fight is just this Hulkling. Scorpion will be my main attacker this war. And then I think I got like 2 Falcon fights. But I'm going to boost up. And I'm going to be placing the Rupture pre-fight on this one. I mean, Hulkling's, he's poison immune, so that ain't going to do me no good. And it's going to be a lot of the same as last war. He's really just going to melt himself. And that's about it. Which I do go on. I throw on Science Boost and Science Power back because I'm going to be taking 4 fights in one go. And they're all Scorpion. So, I'm just going to throw it in, get them all in. Thought I put on a Power Star 1. Did I not? Okay, there goes the Rupture pre-fight. Still no Power Star 1. There it is. Alright. Thought it did. But I tend to be forgetful, so it's really 50-50. But, you know, there's not much to this with Scorpion. Really not. And the Power Start ones really help. That way, you can go on and Fate Seal them early. You can go on and get that many Ruptures on that much quicker. And all I do, it's really just medium, light, medium, L1s. That's it. Now, you do hope for a good AI that actually throws, because sometimes, even with that taunt, they just don't throw them. And it's rather frustrating. But he does pretty good. You know, he's throwing them. I mean, we're 30 seconds into the fight, and he's already halfway down. Ooh, that's a good intercept. Yeah, there's keeping up all these Ruptures. Not much to it. And there he goes. Now, the next fight I have is Mangog. Now, I do put a Wags pre-fight on this one. I wasn't initially supposed to, but the one I had was supposed to go to another fight, but, well, I was late. See, this night, me and the wifey, we had a date night. And, you know, I told my officer about it. They're like, hey, do you want less fights? And I was, no, load me up. But just made my availability just a little bit, you know, lower than what it normally would. And that guy just went on and crushed Void on 22. Said he didn't care about a Wags. So, I had an extra one. And I figured, hey, let's put it on this one. So, that's what we do. Just to make it a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about as much. And I didn't really know what other fight to put it on anyways. Because all it is just medium, light, medium, and spamming L1s. That's all. And he just melts. Now, he does get to 10 of his charges at some point. Yeah, there it goes. But with all the neutralizers and stuff, there was no unblockable, unstoppable, none of that nonsense. It just got thrown out. And that's all there is to it. Not much. Now, we go to this man thing, and I do place another Wags here, but this time I'm going to go with the Shock pre-fight. That way, I'm poison immune, just to add even more safety to this. Yeah, there we go. There goes the Wags. Man, I should really edit some of this out to speed this up. But, yeah, and I do go and throw on another Power Start 1. You'll notice I use a lot of Grey Boost in this war. Probably too many, but, you know, sometimes you just can't put a price on either speed or safety, either one. It depends on however you want to look at it. But, I mean, it's just the same thing. Medium, light, medium, L1s. That's really it. I promise, as this war goes, it gets more entertaining because I don't play as well as the war goes on. These are just straightforward fights, just not much to them. But it'll get more entertaining. You know, he gets this regen, I ain't even worried about it. 14, 1600, whatever. He's still just melting regardless. These are like minute-long fights. Crazy thing was, I was actually sitting in the car while I did these four. Sent my wife in to go shopping and told her, hey, I'll catch up to you. You know, sat in the car and play these, got these done. Then I had to go on damage control. Whew, can't leave her unsupervised too long, that's for sure. But now we get to 23 Mall. I took this last war. Now, this one's not as clean as that one. I don't play this one as good as I did last war. Now, I do switch to an invuln just because, well, every time I face her, she hits me. She just does. You know, there's something about him. It just is what it is. And I'll eventually get into the fight here in a minute. There we go. Now, this is where I did put my third wags on, just because of the way I play it. I go in and get that early knockdown, get his focus off, throw the L1. Now, I did push him to 2 bars, but his L2 doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really do much, so it's just whatever. Now, you will notice I will get rooted in this fight a lot. And I don't do a very good job of knocking him down either. As you can see right there, I was going to knock him down, but he was getting real close to 20. Didn't want to tempt fate there, so I just hung back and was going to wait it out. And as you can tell, again, I let him get to the next 20. Still haven't knocked him down. But it unfortunately does push us to an L2, so we do throw it. You know, I've kind of lost control of the fight at this point, but I'm starting to get it back. You know, as you can tell right here, okay, I finally get the knockdown that I should have done 5 minutes ago. But I do get it, so now we can start going back into our rhythm. You know, I get rooted, but we do a medium into an L1. Probably not the safest thing to do, but, you know, it worked. Get another knockdown, and finally, you know, he's starting to go down. It was a little bit sloppy at times, but never got in any danger. Just, you know, apparently I like to play rooted, I guess, because as many times as I did. But now, you know, at this point, I've gotten back home, and I'm going to do my last 6 fights in one go. This is going to be Path 1 Gore. And my goal here is power start 1 and throw it off. First thing I do, throw it off. Let's go on and fate steal him. So then I ain't got to worry about none of them buffs, none of that dumb shit he does. Just go on and throw it out the window, and it makes it safer. That's the plan here, and that's the way we're going to do it. So you will see me throw on the Power Start 1. I do throw on Science Boost just because I think 5 of my last 6 fights here are with Scorpion. Maybe it's just 4. Maybe it's 4. Either way, there's quite a bit. So I throw it on. And I don't know what I'm doing. I just like looking at Boost. I'm convinced. Oh, hey, there we go again. Let's look at him again. Thought we was going to go for a 3rd time. But anyways, we get into the fight. And you'll see me parry L1. Well, let's say I'm throw heavy. Now I parry L1. Okay, he's fate sealed at this point. So now I ain't got to worry about his buffs. We're just going to keep medium like medium. We're going to bait his L1s and spam my L1s. I want the taunt up. Yeah. Make it that way he does throw those L1s. I really don't want to push him to L2 at all for any reason. And I mean, he melts. I mean, we're 35 seconds into the fight, and he's done. Like, there's just not much to it. And that's it. Now, next, I do have Overseer, and my apologies now, I turn off Dex, and I didn't edit it out. I forgot it was in the video. Whoops. But I don't think it takes too long. Maybe I should have just sped it up. Maybe. But anyways, I guess you just get to hear me talk, because after the fight, you get to hear me talk while I'm putting them back on. So, but it's this Overseer turn off Dex, mainly because it has buffet, and just that way you don't have to worry about the regen triggering, none of that stuff. And I know Overseer's not really that difficult of a fight at all. He isn't. But this just adds even more safety. And on top of it, I think I actually throw on an invuln boost as well for, I don't know why I did. But I had a reason. Just don't ask me what that reason is, because I can't tell you. Because I'm going to be using Falcon. I mean, Falcon's going to destroy Overseer. But then we get to the good fight, the thing fight. Ooh. Can't get there quick enough. So I do switch to an invuln. I keep my science boost on just because I don't think Falcon needs them in this fight. Just because, I mean, it's just an Overseer. I'm only going to hit him with locked on. You know, parry, dash back, we're going to get locked on, and then we just go to town. Like, that's really it. Yep, parry, keep going. I'm going to build to my L2. That's the special I want to throw. But he gets passive at times. I was hoping to bait this out and get in more hits before my locked on. And I do barely. So now it's just waiting until we get locked back on. Parry, we're just killing time. Sure, let him throw an L1. There we go. Now we're back locked on. You know, so he's not going to be able to auto block even with that up because I'm locked on. And once I get to my L2, it should end it. Oh, we don't even get to the L2. Huh. Even better. Now, this thing fight. Oh, boy. I play terrible. Terrible. Well, let's see exactly how bad I play. Now, I did talk with my BG officers about this fight. And, you know, they give me they give me tips on, you know, how to play it. Okay, look, you know, you can throw a special when he's at 14. He'll end at 15. Different ways to approach the fight. And they did come in handy because, man, I thought I was going to die. And I was like, I can't die. But we switched to Scorpion. I do think I throw on another Power Start 1. I knew I was going to need it. I was going to use it for this fight and the next fight. So, here we go. Plus, it just helps with all them Counter-Strike, just having a special available to reset. And I stuck with the poison. Right there, I really did not want him to throw that special at all. But getting to 15, and now we're going to play, hey, let's hit into block. Now, I know I had the neutralize up at that time, and I probably could have hit him, and it would have been okay. But I haven't really tested it, so I was very unsure about it. And I was like, well, okay, that's fine. I'll just hit in the block. The regen, the poisons will help with the regen, so shouldn't be that bad. So we get him to 15 again. And right now, hey, the fight's looking good until that. I was late. And at this point, it's like, oh, shit. Oh, man, what did I get myself into? Oh, and then, he throws that special. Okay, he's at 12. And I stop at 14. I don't know why. But getting to throw a special. At this point, I'm like, all right. We're going to have to man up at this point. And that's what we do. I'm getting back, trying to get back some health. I'm still at 33. He's got 9 of them charges. Block penetration or whatever they are. And luckily, East to West told me, hey, you can throw a special when he's at 14. Because that's what I done right there. And man, it was helpful. Because otherwise, I'm going to be playing hitting into block. And it'd have been a whole other mess that I ain't trying to get in with. I don't want no part of that. Whew. We get out of that fight. All because I got parried. But that is a good thing to know. Hey, if he's at 14 with Scorpion, you can go on and throw his L1. Even though it's 5 hits. Now, I did have to use 3 of the big potions there. Which, that's fine. That's the first potions I've used this for. Not all that worried about this Thirsty fight at all. That thing was the one I was probably the most worried about. And it showed, because I played terrible. But this one, it's, again, just spamming. Now, unfortunately, I missed that parry. And she gets her glancing, which, man, her glancing is so annoying. And then I decided, hey, let's hit her. So then she got regen and was unblockable, which is even more annoying. But now that that's over, I don't think she gets glancing up again. She might get it one more time, but I don't think she does. It's just throwing special. Scorpion is just so good for this global. Really is. Go on and get that flourish off. It really doesn't matter, but whatever. And, I mean, this is really all this fight is. I mean, it's really all Scorpion fights. With the taunt up, she's very good about throwing specials. And I don't miss another parry. So I don't really have to worry about that glancing. Because, man, that glancing is annoying. But yeah, it's about over. Not much to it. And then we get to the Chavez fight. There we go. This one ended? No. One more hit? Yeah, 2 more hits. How's one hit at 1% not killing it? That's amazing. Okay. Now, using energy refill here. Already boosted, so let's just use another one to knock out. Because I have this Chavez, and then I have the Spot on 55. Those are my last 2 fights this war. Now Chavez. Chavez. I do throw on a invuln boost, and part of that is my strategy. I'm not afraid to push her to L3s. I do know the consequences that come with L3s. And if I have a taunt up, I'm not really worried about her L2 either. I can block it. But I don't really know how the rhythm of the fight's going to go. So I throw it on there, and just that way I have more avenues of ways I can take this fight. And if that doesn't make sense, it's okay. Because I know I have an odd way of thinking. But it makes sense to me. So we start out. I go in and let her heavy. Going to get that out of the way. It was going to happen. But I needed that poison so I could put polka dot power on pause. Now it's just, let's just go to town. All I'm doing is just medium. Just that way I can use that vulnerability to hit harder. Now, she wasn't really wanting to throw that here, so I'm like, whatever, she's about dead. Let's just get the taunt up. That way if she throws an L2. And yes, I know she got the negative zone. I know I'm taking damage back. So I go in and push her to the L3. Like I said, I've got that invuln on. And the power sting is going to kill her. So I'm not really that worried about my last Scorpion fight. I really don't care how much health he comes out with, as long as he lives. And he does. Not much to that fight. Scorpion rinses it. So now we go to 55 spot. Now, there was supposed to be a Wags on this fight, but I'm impatient. And I'm going to play it stun immune anyways. So I'm not worried about the parries. Now, the 15% extra damage would have been great. But I'm comfortable fighting Spot, mainly due to last season. And like I said, I'm going to play stun immune. So I'm not worried about it. I keep my invuln on because I used it for last fight and wanted it for this fight just in case. I do throw on the skill power back boost just to try and nuke it if possible. So here we go. We're going to dash back, hold block. Nope, wants the heavy. Whatever. Heavy away, homie. Now we're locked on, and it's just, let's just go. Let's just pound him away. Like, that's it. Just hold block, pound him away. I do want to push him to L2s here instead of L1s. Hey, this time I didn't hit into his block. Oh, that's great. So I throw the L1. My lockdown's ending. I know I got to bait this out. So just to get a little bit more bleed damage. Now, I do have brute force, so I hit him once just to get that out of the way. Dash back, hold block. His heavy is easy to evade in the corner. So I really don't mind being in the corner against him because there's not much to it. And I mean, he's just dropping. There's really, but I want to say somewhere this fight goes wrong. Because, oh man, I really wanted to end it. Why is it with Spot? I always get right there at the end and I want to end it so bad. But I bait the L2. I hit him once just to get the brute force off of me. And I wait to get locked on just to play it even more safe. And then I throw the L3, which will end it. Yeah, that ends it. There's not much to it. That is my 10-fight war. We did win. 9-18, I think it was. Something like that. Oh, hey, look, I got second MVP. How about that? Yeah, I'm not beating happy. But maybe next war. But, hey, it was a good war. Good job to HCAR as well. They played a good war. And we will see y'all in the next one.